Welcome to the doghouse. This is going to be about Antifa is part of the problem we have. Not all the problem. Politicians also must be held accountable. But we go out, look at Antifa altogether. Look at what they are doing. Some of the stupid things they say is they call people fascists because they don't agree with them, and probably 90% of them or more have no clue what a fascist is, and they need to look. They say it's a kind of a deflection on their part. They'll tell people that you're a communist because you don't believe what they say. But they are actually the ones that are more like communists. They won't admit it, but look at what they do. There's a reason they have been designated for what they've been designated for, because they're in the wrong, and all they want to do, instead of unite, they want to cause chaos. And you can better believe there's big money pushing it. Nobody really knows at this point, but I guarantee you at some point they'll see where the money's coming from. Yes, you can go out and be Antifa or whatever, that's your business, but you also have consequences to what you do. Antifa has a problem, don't think there's any consequences for them, but there is for all else. Another communistic view. People go out like these riots, I call them, not protests, but look at the people go out. A few of them will have conversations with each other, but for the most part, if you don't agree with them, they want to fight, put you down, or whatever. They do not want to have a conversation because it would be impossible for them to have a legitimate conversation. It don't exist. There is a few things that are sad but funny at the same time with them and other people. They'll say things like at the riots, and they'll go, let them loose, let them loose. Really? Idiots, you think they're really going to let them people loose? Or, what are you arresting them for? This is a tragedy. We did nothing wrong. Well, they were out violating the law. But that's different. They're still in the wrong. And they're hard on the ICE, which is a bunch of crap. Not that you don't have to agree with ICE, but there's ways to do it if you do not agree with them. But you cannot call ICE kidnappers when what they are doing is legitimately holding up the law. Whether you like it or not, that's what they're doing. If you come in this country illegally, that means you've committed a crime. If you want to change that, you change it through legislation. But regardless of how you put it and how Antifa and everybody else puts it, you committed a crime. You can deny it, but they still committed a crime. I care less of your color or anything else, because I've got relatives from all over, and I care less. They're welcome in my home. But the point is, if you're here illegally, that means you're not here legally, which means you violated the law. But Antifa don't want to hear that. Antifa is there to commit chaos. They are there to divide and conquer. And they don't care who it is as long as you're on their side. If you're not, they want to roll over you. And they will roll over everybody as long as they can. You listen to what they spew out of their mouth, 90% of it makes no sense. We have got to stop people, and I don't mean by violence either, by any means, but Antifa and others need stopped. If the justice system works, then it will stop. Then you have people like in Portland, the police, and Chicago, so scared of ICE, or not ICE, so scared of Antifa, they will bow down and kiss the Antifa's ring. And that's exactly what they are doing. They care less about the law. Then you have to go in some of these, and it won't be a whole lot of them. There'll be a handful of them people that are pushing this. Why? Maybe it's money. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing it out of greed, a lot of them. And money influences Antifa. It really does. Antifa's bad, and the money even makes them worse. They will deny what they're doing, but what's out there is out there, and you can see it. They want ICE agents to show their face, and yet they can't show theirs. And all it is a money grubbing system. A lot of them people are felons. A lot of them have been convicted of bad crimes. And I won't get into it on here exactly what that is because everybody will know it. But yet then they turn around and say about the other people, and they're the ones that actually have the charge of that against them. Even though not Antifa, you know, Rittenhouse, when they attacked him, over 60% of the people had that one charge against them or a similar charge to that. And these are supposed to be justice people. Antifa is supposed to be justice to the American people. Yeah, right. You realize people like that cause destruction. You look at the other side, what they do, and you can hate them all you want, and that's your business. But you look at what the other side does, they don't go around destroying property. There's one group of people that's doing that, well, more than one, but Antifa is willing to destroy. Why? Because that's all they know how to do. Antifa has caused a lot of problems in this country, and it's about some time somebody put the law down upon them. And I mean the law, not take things into your own hands. Unlike Portland police, so scared of Antifa, they'll arrest a reporter that defended himself or arrest one that for whatever reasons and leave Antifa alone. A good example of that is one reporter was out there and he wasn't involved in the incident. Something to do with it, pushed by the umbrella, and the guy was defending himself, and Antifa told the police no, it was him, and this reporter or news person or whatever you want to say they are showed him the video. You know what? Portland police didn't have any guts at all. They just told the guy to leave. But if it couldn't have been proven, that other guy would have been arrested. That tells you something's wrong right there. Why are we into this thing making the bad people good, the good people bad? Why do we want crime to rise and non-crime to go down? I have a feeling some of it anyway is the money end of things, because it is greed, and you better believe Antifa has greed. They are an organization, not an idea. See, they tried to get around things by saying, oh, it's just an idea. We're not organized or nothing. Here are these guys running chapters and that. They're organized. They are not an idea. They're a problem. And that problem is their organization wants to take people down for chaos and other reasons, but it all comes back to money. They want that. Well, they want notoriety. They also want the dollar signs in their pocket. And a lot of these people, even Antifa, don't get it. Some of these higher ups are pocketing money and they're sacrificing the others. You know why they do that? The ones below can't figure it out. And some of them, I bet you, have the greatest high IQ in the world, but they can't figure it out. Why? It could be low IQ, but that's not all of them. It could be the fact they've been hurt somewhere along the line and they're trying to take out their, well, I was going to say something else, but take out their problems with others. They want to act out what they do not like, what has happened to them. All these people are what you want. If you have an organization, and Antifa is an organization, you want low-level people. You have to throw in a few really smart people because they're there. You want people that need somebody to follow that have no clue what you are doing. These three things are very important. You can even go out and say, yeah, I understand. This is why we are doing this. And people will follow. They're missing that part of their life that they think this will fulfill it. While the people above them are laughing and they're getting the ones getting thrown under the bus, the organizers are taking money in their own pockets. 100% this is what they're doing. And it is sad. Some of these Antifa people have no clue. Some do, but a lot of them don't. They just think these guys are so wonderful out there that they're going to do whatever Antifa tells them. And most of them lower people, if you were to ask them the real meaning of a socialist, they wouldn't know. A fascist, they wouldn't know. Or a communist, they wouldn't know. Because if they looked at it, they're all more of them than the other side is. Antifa is not an idea. Antifa is a radical group of people. And, you know, they really are. They're so radical, and they're willing to follow blindly whatever the leadership is telling them. You look around there, you look at these riots, you keep your eye on certain people there, and they are directing everybody else. No, I should say the majority of them. There are people out there that's out there for a purpose which has nothing to do with Antifa, but Antifa is making them look bad. Because Antifa, this so-called idea, is a step towards communism, and they know it, and socialism, and fascism, but they want to put that out on Reflect, which a good person knows how to do that in these certain circumstances. You do bad, you deflect it onto the others, and Antifa is doing this. Look at some of the people that have been caught in Antifa, how much money they have. One lady buying them houses and all that. Where's that money coming from? These people didn't have it. It's obvious somebody's funding them. And the lower level people don't figure it out, because they are the ones that's going to be through under the bus in the end. And those above will walk away, the majority of them. And they will be laughing at all these Antifa lower level ones, how stupid they were because of what we did. Yes, Antifa will do that. Antifa is so bad, it hates itself. It really does hate itself. And it's always going to hate itself. Antifa, just Antifa alone, the saying, is people that's miserable inside, people that hate themselves, people that don't know how to love. They will say they are loving people and all that. They are instigators and violence. That is what they believe in. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in unity. They believe in violence. And they're going to keep it. If you did everything they wanted you to do, they'd find out some way to still have that violence. Because they will never be satisfied at all. And if they're so embarrassed to be in here, why the hell don't they leave? That would be the simplest solution in the world. Because Antifa is the problem, or part of the problem anyway. And yes, there's politicians that push them, because the politicians are making money off of them. So they're not going to do anything to hurt, because it's all about the dollar. And in the long run, outside the chaos and hate they are spreading, the upper echelons is all about the dollar. And they know how easy it is to brainwash people into the way they are thinking. And they do it, and they will continue to do it. This is why every one of them that are arrested, you can't go out and arrest everybody that says Antifa. That's stupid, and that'd be like me putting on, I wouldn't do this, but put on an Antifa shirt and a flag and go out. I did nothing wrong. But if I'm really part of that organization, I'm doing criminal activity, guess what? I need to go to jail. And that's another thing, these lower level people in Antifa, they will be arrested because they will go to jail. And once again, the upper ones will be laughing their ass off at them because they just got through under the bus. And this is exactly what will happen, and is happening. Because it's so obvious the upper echelons is only worried about money. They are not worried about ICE, because that's a stepping stone, ICE, to them. They're not worried about federal agents because it's a stepping stone to what they want. And people will buy into it all the time. They won't stop buying into it because they won't stop and think. And I don't care if you're left or right. If you just take this time to go out and think, you will see it. We do not need to go down that road at all. But we will, because Antifa has figured out how to get dollars in their pocket. Everybody's seeing this violent criminal organization, and it is violent and criminal, and they need to be punished. But let's find out where the money's coming from. Let's go after the ones with the money. And these other ones, and I don't care whether it's a police organization, mayors, they all that are participating in this needs to be investigated by the FBI. You'll have some that's just stupid and won't realize it. But somewhere the money is coming from somewhere, and there are people there protecting Antifa and what is wrong. And sometimes they may not be related in far as they're not part of, but when you look at it, some of these mayors and governors, when it comes right down to it, some of these will be getting money from the same place. And even though they are different, they come together as one. Violence, ignorance, and thinking the American people are stupid. And that's exactly what they are doing. Antifa is a problem in this country. Antifa needs stopped legally. Antifa will be stopped eventually. But just remember, Antifa is part of the problem.